And so let's bring in Fox News contributors Doug Schoen and Marc Thiessen. Gentlemen, welcome to you both.
Good to be with you.
Thank you.
Okay, so here is what Don Lemon is saying tonight about that segment.
Just to make this perfectly clear, I was laughing at the joke and not at any group of people.
Well, somebody's already laughing. All right, Marc, you take the first.
He was laughing at the joke that was made at the expense of the people. So he wasn't laughing directly at them. What is he talking about? The words he didn't say in there are "I'm sorry." This is the reason why Donald Trump was elected in 2016. There are millions upon millions of Americans who didn't feel that the establishments of both the political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, were listening to them, and they sensed that they have contempt for them. Well, they just saw that contempt displayed across the channel on CNN. And, I'm not a big fan of when Donald Trump goes and says the media is the enemy of the people. I don't think that's a good way of phrasing it. But put yourself in the position of a Trump voter who's watching that. And do those people not seem like your enemy? Do they seem to have a lot of contempt for you and think you're a rube and think you shouldn't be choosing who the next president of the United States is because you're too stupid? I understand why that phrase resonates with a lot of Americans, because the media is beclowning itself in the way they treat the Trump voter.
Well, let me show a little bit, because it didn't take any time for the RNC to make an ad out of this. They have this clip primarily, but others in which the mainstream media seems to be dismissive or outright insulting Trump supporters. And here is how the ad ends.
You're reading.
Yeah, you're reading, your geography, knowing other countries.
Doug, it ends, "They think you're a joke. Prove them
Right.
wrong in November." Custom-made ad for those Trump supporters.
Well, look, here's the problem. You cited data before that about a quarter or more of the rally attendees in New Jersey are Democrats. Donald Trump would not have been elected without Democrat defections from Hillary Clinton, independents going to Donald Trump. And I'm a Democrat. I want a moderate Democrat to win. Let me be very clear. But by insulting Trump's supporters or insulting the electorate, that's not the way to do it. I wish I could disagree with Marc, but sadly he's right. This is just dumb behavior by CNN and Don Lemon and by Rick Wilson and people of his ilk. The Trump supporters have every right to make a judgment that I won't make and I don't make. I'm backing Mike Bloomberg, but that doesn't mean that the voters themselves are in any way at fault. They're making what they think is the right judgment. I think we need to appeal on the issues and bring people together, not divide and polarize and not attack.
Well, there's also a conversation going on about this president being under the cloud of impeachment now and whether or not he should deliver the State of the Union as planned next Tuesday. Here's the conversation involving former CIA Director John Brennan.
And, one of the things that I really worry about is that we're going to have the State of the Union very shortly, while all this is going on, and putting us forward,
State of our union strong?
Well,
who the hell is going to say that?
I just cannot imagine. It's not just embarrassing, but also I think it's very destructive to the image of the United States worldwide. So I will question whether or not it makes sense to hold that at this point.
I want to get you both to weigh in on this. Marc, you first.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was unconstitutional to hold the State of the Union while an attempted coup is taking place. I mean, this is ridiculous. Look, first of all, the State of the Union is strong because outside the frozen chamber of the Senate, where they don't have any access to information during the impeachment trial, guess what? 2/3 of Americans say in every race, every demographic group say that they are doing better under the Trump economy. Unemployment is at historic lows. The economy is doing better. And instead of trying to win back those voters that they were mocking on CNN, the Democrats are insulting them and trying to invalidate their votes. That is going to blow back on them in 2020. And of course, Donald Trump should give the State of the Union address, just like Bill Clinton did, as Doug knows, during his impeachment trial.
Quick final word to you, Doug.
Yeah, I worked on that State of the Union address. It was a
very
virtuoso performance. It helped Bill Clinton. Look, I'm for letting this run its course with impeachment. Let's hear from witnesses, but let's also hear from Donald Trump in the State of the Union. It's an American institution, not a political address.
Yeah,
Agreed.
and I think it is going to go off as planned unless something else happens we
Thank
don't know about. Doug
Thank
and
goodness.
Mark, great to see you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, breaking developments on the coronavirus, the rising death toll, the confirmed U.S. cases now, why researchers are scrambling, and what China isn't telling us. Our medical expert with everything you need to know right now, next.